Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. Just came to watch the goddamn movie.
But you do have something to say. You tell your kid women can't have, they made that up. Women can't have kids with women.
Now, the alphabet community is coming for Snoop Dogg because he got a couple strikes on his neck.
I mean, Snoop has been consistently on the wrong side of things for a long time now, but also a part of all of this is how hypocritical Snoop is.
Ask him, was he scared when he cashed that check from the L word?
It's okay for me to deep, but I don't want to see them having a happy, loving family on TV. Hell no.
Snoop, what is you doing, fam? Snoop, what are you doing, bro? You are too old to be making this mistake. You are a seasoned vet, fam. You've been in the game for too long. You've been in the game for 40 years. Literally for 40 years. I'm 43. Yeah, longer than that. You've been in the game for over 40 years, and you are still out here not understand. You haven't read the room yet. I know Trump is in office. I know we think that we're already back in the 1970s and 60s and stuff. We're not. Socially, we're not. Socially, people still have very strong feelings, right, about people who are homophobic and transmissive, right? We're finally starting to get there with the transmissia, but homophobia for sure. You making these statements just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Like it sounded like you just wanted to be homophobic. Like you went out of your way to be homophobic. And and before we get into this, the lady, is giving, I don't know her name. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know her name right now. Y'all can put it in the comments. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to tag the post. I'm going to put her page in here. It's Giving Podcast, where this clip came from. Shame on you too. Shame on you too, because you was feeding right into it. You actually set Snoop up for this question, like you wanted him to say something homophobic. So yeah, this was crazy. This didn't make any sense. And being a native LBC, I'm natively from LBC. So Snoop, I grew up with Snoop brother. I know his family, all that stuff. This is no knock on Snoop. Hopefully this is a teachable moment. But this was terrible. I didn't like this at all.
And men are much more feminine. And I don't like that.
See, that goes back to the presentation I spoke to you earlier. What you see. It's what you see. They putting it everywhere.
Yeah.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years, they move down the line, they're like, then she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. Just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn. Shh.
You said we don't know. We don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah. And I don't even know the answer that's rehearsed. What am I supposed to say? What was the lady used to be I got questions. Now I got questions.
Me too. And I was just there to go to sleep and watch the movie. Woke me up. I'm gonna. Huh? They just said that she had a baby. How? They both women. Oh man. Here, eat this popcorn.
Now let's talk about.
Hold on, real quick. Just so y'all know, like I said, and you can see she was egging him on. They was feeding off of it. Like that shit was cringy. But before, I want to tell y'all something. It is easier if you talking about like explaining it to little kids, right? It is easier to explain how two women can have children than it is to explain how a man and a woman can have a child. Believe it or not, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But I just want to let y'all know it is actually easier to explain it. I promise you, it is. Watch.
about this. You do have an answer, Snoop, to be honest. I like the approach. I like you being honest, but I know Snoop probably scared of never being, because he got a bunch of backlash over this, just in case you guys didn't know. But he probably scared of never being a part of movies ever again. And Snoop Dogg, they going off nothing he did in his career matter no more after he said he kept it real. But you do have something to say. You tell your kid women can't have, they made that up. Women can't have kids with women. They didn't have kids. They lied in the movie. See, some of these movies lie to you, son. They pushing an agenda. They want you to believe that, but it ain't true. Or whatever you want to say to your kids, depending on, your kid's maturity. But you should say it, man. Don't let your kid believe that stuff, because women can't have kids with women. Like, let's just be honest. Because the kid going to go to a biology class, and they're going to say that can't happen. And you didn't lie to them at the movie because they want to push LGBTQ stuff. Man, to be honest, kids ain't doing that. Why are y'all promoting that stuff? Kids ain't doing that anyway. Kids ain't having babies. Like, why y'all promoting that weird stuff? And 99% of children.
Wait, promoting how many movies have heterosexual couples with babies? Like, what are they promoting? They're a baby. How do you have a children's movie without children in the fucking movie? Like, what are you talking about? What?
That watch the movie ain't in a parental connection with people who doing this anyway. So what are y'all pitching it to them for? I don't understand.
Yeah, you don't understand anything, but he said, oh, women can't have babies with women. Are these dudes this dumb? Like, y'all don't know how to use the internet? All you got to do is type in IVF. I typed in IVF and actually lesbian women popped up on there. So IVF lesbian women. This is how women have children. This is one way, just one way that two women can have a child. By the way. Here we go. Get all these examples. Get all these couples.
If I go,
Look at that. Oh, look. Look at that. Two women having a baby. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I may not know it, but
the world is coming to an end, y'all. How do we explain this to
There
our
was
toddlers?
before you, and there was during you.
There
was before you.
Set up by the IVF.
Cause she always getting prettier, getting finer.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Not another one. Oh my God, you guys. How how do you explain that, you guys? How do you explain two women having a baby? It's mind-blowing. What the fuck? What are you talking about? And look, I would rather explain IVF treatment to my 9-year-old son than I would want to explain two heterosexual people having a baby. Like, one of those scenarios, it's easy to, oh yeah, no. So they go to the doctor and the doctor has sperm, and I would explain to him what sperm is, which is again, I would rather, because this is all scientific at this point. I don't really have to explain the act itself, right? I don't have to explain having sex. I just get to go, well, yeah, see? So they go get the sperm from a man. Oh, what's a sperm? A sperm is like the fertilizer, right? And the fertilizer is the egg, and the egg is inside the woman. And so they do that, and then they inject them, and I would just explain the process from a scientific standpoint. Now I'll be like, yeah, and you can have a baby that way. And my 9-year-old son will be like, oh, okay. Now my 9-year-old son says, hey, daddy, where do babies come from? Like, in general? Now I have to explain, you lay down, you got to start all the way from the beginning, because you don't want to set up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to plant the seed, right? You know how it goes with little kids. You find you a woman that you love, and you take her out on a bunch of dates, and you treat her really good. Like, you got to walk through the whole process. And then after a little, sometime, you and her agree to lay down. And then what happens when you lay down? Well, son, your penis, you put it inside her vagina. And like, I would much rather explain IVF treatment. Much rather. What the fuck? Y'all up here acting like explaining heterosexuals having children in the conventional way or using sex is easier. That's crazy. You guys are insane. You guys are insane, and you're disgusting for trying to gaslight us. Now there is zero justification for there was zero justification for the things that Snoop said. It was what the woman said. It came from a place of pure ignorance. There's no defense. Like the apologies from both of them should be swift. By the way, if you go to the full interview, which I did and I watched it, that clip isn't in there. By the way, she took it out and then she put it in the comments. She said, "Oh, it got removed accidentally." No, it didn't. Put it back. Put it back. What are you doing? So yeah, and then she clipped up everything that led up to that, and you hear what she was saying in there. She was talking about how men are more feminine now, or whatever the case may be. And I'm very curious, what men are you talking about? What men are we talking about? Men are more feminine now than when? What decade? So she was talking about how men are, like present nowadays, right? And this is how men dress for the last roughly 20 years, right? So from the early 2000s until recently, this was fully acceptable for men to wear this outfit. When did men become more feminine? Like what are we talking about? In 2025, men are more feminine presenting. Like, and so this is for the last 20 years. This is about 2005 till 2025. This is a completely acceptable outfit. And it still is. I'm not against any of this stuff. I wore super skinny jeans for a long time. This is not me knocking it. I'm just saying. So you're saying this isn't feminine. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. So that was the last 20 years. And then we're going to go back to the 70s, 80s. Where you're telling me that this was masculine. This is when the men were masculine. I'm saying whatever you think is conventional masculinity, right? Like the way to present in a masculine manner. You're saying that nowadays the men are more feminine or whatever. Compared to what era is what I'm trying to find out. Compared to what era are we talking about? Because for the last 50 years, men have been pretty fucking consistently feminine presenting, if you ask me. And just so we're clear, again, because we always got to mention it to remind the dummies, high heels were invented for men. Makeup was invented for men. Fingernail polish, men invented fingernail polish and wore it. They were warriors. Fingernail polish started from warriors. They would wear it before they went into battle. So what you would think, conventionally masculine thing, right? Like going to go kill some other men. Men who did that wore fingernail polish, high heels, makeup. Men wore dresses. Men wore wigs. Wigs were invented for men. What are y'all talking about when you say men are? It's an agenda and it's feminine and all. Where? Who's doing it? What are you talking about? You guys are just making stuff up in your own mind. It's not real.
So Snoop, in a recent interview, was talking about how he took his grandson to go see a Disney movie. And of course, that Disney movie had some alphabet community propaganda in it. And his grandson asked a specific question in regards to that propaganda. And that's the whole issue right there. You see, the alphabet community, they want you to do the education for them. They put the propaganda in the movie, and your kids, right? Their minds are like sponges. They soak up all types of information. And if things don't make sense, they ask about it. And it's upon you to educate them on it, right? You see, there's a difference between public and private. But no, they want it on full display because they want a nation of kids to grow up in this new world that they're creating. And they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your ethics. They don't care about your morals, your principles. Throw that all out the window and educate your kids in this propaganda of the alphabet community. That's as clear-cut, clean-cut as it goes, all right? If you don't get down with the cause, we're going to make you lay down. Now the alphabet community is coming for Snoop Dogg because he got a couple strikes on his neck. You know, he has him performing at the the inauguration of President Trump. Now he has this issue, and then we'll see what else he got left. All right? Snoop, they coming for you, dog. Don't be speaking all that truth, man.
No, the reason why, I mean, Snoop has been consistently on the wrong side of things for a long time now, but also a part of all of this is how hypocritical Snoop is, how he has made money with the LGBTQIA community. We don't call them the alphabet community. I just call them the community because they're just a part of the community, right? I mean, if we have to label people based on their sexual orientation or gender, their gender or whatever the case may be, then so be it, for, just for all intents and purposes, so we can have the discussion and cool. But they're just a community. They're just a part of the community like everybody else. But yeah, Snoop has not only has Snoop been on the wrong side of a lot of issues, he is clearly flip-flopping.
Y'all said Snoop Dogg is scared of lesbians in the media? Ask him, was he scared when he cashed that check from the L Word? Was he scared then? Did Bet scare him? Wait a minute, y'all said Snoop Dogg is scared of lesbians? Huh?
The fact that you got a girlfriend is cool with me. Now how about both y'all groove with me? Let's...
What? Say it again, Uncle Snoop.
The fact that you got a girlfriend is cool with me. Now how about both y'all groove with me?
Interesting.
How about you explain that bar to your grandson? How about that? Hey, it's okay for me to fuck these bitches, but I don't want to see them having a happy, loving family on TV. Hell no.
Yeah, that's the hypocrisy that people are talking about. That's a part of it. That he's been an ally even. He's been on LGBTQ. He's been on the L Word. Got money with lesbian women. Raps about making love to lesbian women. But then he gets on a podcast and says, ugh, I don't understand. This is crazy. How can a woman have a baby? Like, what? Yeah, bro. Stop defending this shit. Stop defending this shit. Now, I don't know if this brother is the funniest dude on TikTok, but he's the funniest dude on TikTok to me. He don't miss.
Most drivers probably couldn't describe the last semi-truck they saw on the freeway. That's because most vehicles are not semi-trucks and they're usually uneventful, right? But imagine you hated semi-trucks. You'd be like, these semi-trucks are everywhere. You'd be like, Walmart's in on it. This is a real agenda. That's what people who say the gay agenda sound like to me, right? Because I was watching this podcast, or like a clip of it, and Dr. Umar was like, there's not going to be enough black men to be partners if we have homosexuality. There's not going to be enough men partners for the black woman, which didn't make sense because you didn't account for the fact that women are also gay. So eventually, like, if the numbers are large enough, it'll eventually even out. There'd be a certain percentage of straight women, a certain percentage of straight men, and they'd be able to match almost 1-to-1. A bigger issue would be like the prison industrial complex, or like 19,000 other issues plaguing the community. But we waste so much energy on homophobia, and it's just like, I don't know, a certain percentage of any mammalian species is going to be gay. You see it in whales, a certain percentage are gay. I think 100% of rams are gay. The football team, not the animal. But it's like, bro, like, no one's saying you have to attend Pride. Just like, think about other things.
Sorry. So yes, everything he said, and I also support 100% of the Rams team, like, because I'm a Niners fan. So shout out to my Niners, man. Bang bang. Anyways, though, but yeah, that's it. Nobody is saying you have to go out of your way to be supportive, but the craziest thing is Snoop actually has been supportive. That's the thing that also is kind of upsetting about all of this, or very upsetting about all of this, is because I'm sure that the LGBTQIA community feels betrayed by Snoop in some way. They have to, right? And exactly what this brother said, We got way bigger fish to fry, but here we are out here arguing about, you know, if gay women can have children, if women, you know, lesbian women who identify as lesbian can have children, when we all know they can't. When we all know they can. So I just want to leave everybody with a word of peace. Actually, not me. We're gonna let Snoop take us out on this one.
What up, though? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G. Stop the hate and spread the love. You heard me?